Yeah, I believe we're taping. Yeah,
Okay.
we are.
Well, hello, Al. This is a pretty fantastic display you've got here.
Thank you, sir.
I wonder if we can just start by showing us around the different parts of it.
Yeah, I'm here with Rupert Haley, my good friend Rupert. I'm at the front of the house here now. The rhododendron has got red and green lights on it, plus red and green candy canes. It's an idea I had a few years ago, and they were staked candy canes. They were meant to go in the ground. I removed the stakes and I just hung them on the tree, which I think looks pretty good.
Yeah, that's quite an idea. And what's this whole section called, Al? Or what do you think of it as?
I see the front here sort of as it's sort of I don't know, like a gingerbread look, I find. I think it's set off by the candy canes that I put along the railings. I started with that idea, with candy canes along the railings. And then I built up from that.
Yes.
I'm using multi-colored lights around the edges of the top peak of the house there, inside and out, around the windows. The items that you see in the windows themselves are on the inside of the house.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And then we got a tree on the left over there, tree there, and then we have a flashing star unit in the middle.
Right.
The top one is busted, and I have to fix that next year. I'll remove it and replace it with something else.
Yeah, the warm light the warm light and the bright colors give it kind of a gingerbready look. I see what you mean.
Yeah, everything here is gold, red, and green, pretty much. If you look at it, there really isn't really much else other than gold, red, and green.
Right.
The two penguins have got some blue in them. The two penguins that are next to Snoopy there.
Right.
But if you look throughout, everything pretty much is gold, red, or green.
Right, pretty much.
Pretty much. I mean,
yeah, a little bit of white, a little bit of blue,
but I mean, the little bit of white or the little bit of blue doesn't really, like for instance, around that door, it's blue.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem to bother anything.
It doesn't overbalance.
Doesn't overbalance
the
it. No.
Colors. No, it doesn't. Not at all.
The wreath that's in the door was my idea. There were different lights on it than that, and I decided to go with a blue and a white.
Right.
And they're just little tiny lights, but it looks kind of cute.
Yeah, it's a good effect.
I like
Seems
it.
to fit in with everything else.
Yeah, blue and a white, and it seems to work.
So what's your favorite part? The rhododendron?
I don't have a favorite part.
Do you have a favorite?
No, not here. I mean, as you can see, I've got the soldier dude there. What do you call him? Nutcracker?
Nutcracker. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's right.
That was Deborah's idea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Deborah said, why don't you, last year I had him on the porch. Basically right where that candle, that 4-foot candle is on the porch there.
Okay, yeah, I see that.
Well, that's where he was. And then I put the candle there and I tried to figure out where am I going to put him. She suggested I put him right in there.
Oh, yeah,
and
it looks good there.
I think he looks really good there. Yeah.
She makes quite a contribution to this too, I guess.
Oh
with
yeah, she
ideas
does.
and things like that.
She does pretty much, well, all of the assembling, because I just don't have the patience to assemble anything.
Yeah, that's a big job right there.
Oh yeah, and so she will assemble whatever needs to be assembled, and then she has some ideas. Sometimes I take them, sometimes I don't. But at least if I have an idea, it's something I can brainstorm. You know what I'm saying?
It's sounding like a joint effort.
It's definitely a joint effort.
Yeah.
She's very valuable to this, and that was her idea to put that there.
Yeah.
And to the right of the rhododendron was a mailbox. Now
Okay.
I had another mailbox over there, and then I went and realized that the wire was defective, so I basically ruined the damn thing.
Yeah.
But actually, it cleared a spot.
Cleared the spot for the nutcracker.
That's right.
Yeah.
I have a replacement if I want to go, and, next year get another one of those set up. Deborah will do the assembling, although that's not much of an assembling in that. Over here, now as you can see, we got Merry Christmas,
Right.
Season's Greetings, Joyeux Noel.
Well.
Now there is a strand, as you can see, that's burned out. I'm
the gutter.
not replacing that this
Yeah.
year,
Yeah.
but there is some items that I'll show you in a moment that are burned out. But it doesn't take away from what's going on.
No, it's funny. I hadn't even noticed that, and I think I might even have been the one that put those lights there a couple of years ago. But
Yeah.
I didn't even notice it till you
Yeah.
mentioned it.
Yeah. And
I do now, though.
if you look on the porch, there's 4 sets of bells.
Right.
One there, one here,
Yeah.
and they twinkle
Oh yes.
in 4 spots.
Yeah, that's quite neat.
And my friend Ron Smith, who does my electrical work, a couple of them burned out, and he fixed them.
Yeah. No, I
So-
know there's been a lot of things that had to be fixed, and I think you've mentioned before.
Oh,
that he,
Ron Smith is.
He was quite an asset in
oh
fixing
yeah.
up all these
Oh yeah.
wiring problems.
Oh
and
yeah.
transformer problems.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Ron Smith, because I'm not endowed in that regard whatsoever. Now this here is the second theme over here.
All right.
I wish that I had have been able to develop it better,
Oh, it looks pretty good to me, Al.
but I feel I failed. But it was to do with the weather.
Right. Yeah.
I
we've had
didn't-
some very bad weather. I know that.
I didn't get to do, although, to be fair, people have come up to me and said that they thought this was the best I'd ever done it. But for me, it's about 75%.
Is that so?
Oh,
It
yes.
looks really good to me.
Yeah, because it was either too damn cold, or else it rained for 5 days in a row. I just basically, I was a victim of the weather.
Yeah.
And I mean, if the weather isn't right, you just can't be out here.
Oh, you can't be out in really horrible weather. So what else would you have put there? That looks pretty impressive
Well,
from this perspective.
I've got an idea. Next year, I'm going to be putting some poles on each side,
Right.
and I'm going to be running some cool white lights that are in the, what are they called?
Serious? Parallel.
No, what I'm getting at is that they're in the plastic sheath.
Oh, in the plastic sheaths. Okay.
What do they call that?
Tubed?
No,
No. Well, I'm not sure.
But anyway, I can't think of the.
Encased or enclosed or
What are they called?
like that.
You get them in a box and they're in a circle, and then you straighten it out.
Yeah. So they'll kind of frame the whole picture in. Is that the
Exactly.
idea?
I want to frame it. Yes, exactly. The idea is to sort of have a barrier on one side and one on the other as well.
Right.
So that's kind of part of the plan. I'm not sure how it's going to work, but I'm going to damn well try it.
Sure.
These candles here in the front, as you can see, they change colors, and I've had these basically since I started this. And I've added inside different things. I've got rabbits. See the 3 rabbits in the front
yeah,
there.
I see the 3 rabbits. Yeah.
I took
They're new this year, right?
Yeah. The bush that you see on the other side of the rabbits, I encircled the bush with, I believe it's 12 white lights,
Right.
and they go all around the bush, which is kind of neat.
Yeah.
I've got the bush circled.
Oh, okay. I see it now.
Yeah, I got the bush in the middle of that circle. Now next year I may do a triangle. I may do something different, but this time I decided to go that way. You see the reindeer here on the left. His head moves side to side.
Oh, okay.
The doe, her head goes up and down.
I was just going to ask about the animals. There are quite a few animals there. Is that part of the theme too, do you think? Or
This theme on this side is white. So
okay.
what
Anything white.
right. Preferably icy white.
Right.
But there's a few items that are in there now that are not icy white. But next year, I intend to build this side up pretty much exclusively icy white.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't meet that goal this year, but people haven't complained about it.
Oh no, I don't think anyone would complain about that. There's a few offset colors there, like the green and
Oh,
the
yeah.
blue, and
Yeah.
then these
Yep.
tulips here or whatever.
Yep. Yep.
So you're going to get rid of all that and just go white, white, white?
Not necessarily. You know, I haven't decided what I'm going to do with these candles.
Sure.
I don't find they obstruct anything where they are.
No, they look great there.
I don't find they're in the way there. I'm trying to keep that particular piece right there, that grouping. I'm trying to keep that white, because I've had different people say this is their favorite.
Right.
You know, they specifically said really like the white.
It's distinctive. You just don't see that much together anywhere else that I can recall.
I think that's the thing, is that, and that's why they're saying it, because they see one or two or three items, but here they're seeing 10, 12, 15 items.
Right.
And next year they're going to even see more than that.
Now the drift lights on that tree in the background, I think there's more of those, and it's bigger than it was last year, I think, by the looks of it, isn't it?
Nice
Maybe
effect. I don't know
nice
about more,
effect
but
anyway.
and then I've taken the tree that you see, which is whatever you want to call that thing, the dancing tree there.
Right.
I put that there this year, and I think it works.
That's right. That was on the other side last year.
Well, there is one over on the other side.
Oh, okay.
This was on this side, but it wasn't in the same position.
Oh, okay.
So I think I found a better place for it where I have it.
Oh, it looks good there. It's more or less not in the background exactly, but at the back.
Yeah. And then you have the twinkling snowman. You see the snowman there by the tree. He's
Yep.
twinkling.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know. It's nice. And again, I'm a little disappointed in the fact that I just didn't do what I wanted to do, but I know that I tried, and the weather just wouldn't allow me to do it.
Right. Well, it looks really good, I think, anyway.
You know, but next year that's going to be bigger.
And it's certainly a distinctive theme.
So the front is the gingerbread, or almost. I've even had people say it looks like Santa's house.
Right. Okay.
I've had people say, "Jesus, that looks like Santa's house at the North Pole."
Is that why you grew the beard?
No.
No.
I grew the beard. I grew the beard because I didn't want to shave anymore.
Oh, okay. Good
But
stuff.
I've had people say, you know, that looks like maybe what Santa's house would look like at the North Pole.
Well, you'd think it should look something like that. Yep.
So you can kind of, but I mean, it's gold and green and red. And then that's theme one, see, and then bang, you come over here, and this is a whole different theme.
Oh yeah, this just totally changes.
Oh, yeah,
Totally.
yeah. And some people will just sit here, because
Right.
this is the one they prefer.
Yeah. It just offsets the other one.
It offsets the other one.
Oh, but you know, without the bright one, I don't know if it would stand out as much. I think that may help it stand out.
I think you're right. The fact that I'm running three themes here, I think also sort of gets people's juices flowing. You know, they see three distinct different things. That's a theme in itself, all alone, right? So is this, because those two are totally different, right?
Right.
And then you come over here, and then you got what I call the carnival. Anything goes over here.
Okay.
Any color, every color, any Jesus thing.
So that's why it's the carnival, just because it's
Right.
a big assortment of
Right.
colors and
Right.
activities and so on.
So that bush,
Some animals too.
yeah, that bush there is blue. The next one is purple. The next one is green. The next one is off white or warm white.
Right.
Then red. And then of course the dripping tree in the back.
Yeah.
And then right there next to the red bush, you've got the palm tree.
Palm tree. Yeah, well, that's an interesting item for a winter decoration scene.
People like the palm tree. And then of course, you've got the three bushes here, the blue, the pink, and the green.
Right.
Women really like this.
Yeah, very bright, very pretty.
They're bright and they're pretty, and the women comment on it. And I put them in front of the runway.
And that looks like a cat. Is that a pink cat that I
It's
see
a pink
there?
cat,
Wow.
and then next to the pink cat is Snoopy on the doghouse,
Right.
which is actually a well.
Right.
Then I put the goose next to Snoopy, and then over here below the dripping tree I've got a deer.
Right. Yeah.
And half of him is not lit up, so I'm going to have to either replace him or fix his lights.
Right.
So he's an item that I got to do something with. There's a bear right there, a polar bear,
Oh, okay.
right there.
And
It
do
is
I see
gold.
What do I see? A giraffe up there? No,
Yes,
that is a giraffe. Okay.
that's a giraffe,
Yeah.
and in front of him is a hockey player,
Right.
and in front of him is a dinosaur whose head moves from left to right.
Oh, okay. I see the dinosaur. Yeah.
Now here we have supposedly a snowman going down on a toboggan.
Right. Is that new? That looks.
No,
No.
I had it last year.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's new here now?
What's new is the dinosaur,
Oh, yes, the dinosaur.
the
right.
hockey player.
Absolutely.
These guys I had last year. I did do something to Corbett's porch. Last year, the candy canes were all red.
Right. Right.
This time I accented the red with putting 2 green ones in the middle.
Right. Yeah. It just gives it a different. Brings it out more in a way.
It's just my idea.
And how did you happen to get to decorate your neighbor's house all up this way, Al?
Oh well, it saves them from doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
If someone come and ask me, I say fill your boots.
And it's Danny Corbett, right? I think he helped you out some.
Oh yeah,
Didn't he? Yeah.
Danny's has helped me out a great deal.
Yeah.
Holds the ladder, good company.
Yeah.
Here's a bear. There's a dog, wiener dog, and that's Cookie Monster, I think.
Okay.
And then I started with these lights on the railings, and I went with green and red.
Right.
Didn't like it. So I said, I'm getting rid of the red and going green and white. I much prefer it.
Pretty well offsets the reds in the background.
Yes,
Probably good.
it does. It works better with the background. And then that's Elmo, I think.
Right. Looks like Elmo to me.
And then that's Rudolph.
Rudolph.
His nose, you can see
Yeah,
him
I
blinking.
his nose blinking there.
Yeah. And like I say, here's, you pointed out the giraffe.
Yeah, a giraffe, and then
Now here, this bush, there's probably 7 or 8 sets of patio lights, and they're all aqua.
right. Yeah, it's an unusual color.
A very unusual color.
You don't see it much in the Christmas display.
No, you don't. No, that's a very unusual color. That's not quite green, but it's not quite blue either, and it's certainly got some white in it. It's aqua.
Yeah.
I really like it.
You obviously have quite an interest in colors.
Oh, yeah.
There's a tremendous number of colors.
Oh yeah, I'm big on colors.
And solid color items as well, I would say,
Now-
by the look of things.
I'm more big on solid than I am on multi.
Right.
On this side of the house, which is the carnival side, I added those lights along the eaves there.
Right.
See, they're changing patterns and
Yeah,
stuff.
Yeah.
So I added that. Also, the dormies, is that what you call them?
Dormers. Yeah.
Dormers.
Yeah.
I put a different thing around them.
Right, I see that. Yeah, there's blue and I guess it's warm white up there.
Blue and warm white, yeah.
Yeah, it looks really good. Looks better by far.
Yeah, than what we had up there, yeah.
Yeah, it does.
And then you can see the side of the house has the stars and whatever, and then you can see that in the windows, that's interior, that's inside the house.
Right.
The runway is critical to this show because for me the pièce de résistance is the angel between the two candy canes at the back.
Right.
Those candy canes are 7 feet tall.
Wow.
And they stay up year round because I tried taking them down and damn near tore them all to hell.
Yeah. No, I think they look good up there.
So I've got them braced with 2x4s and 2x6s.
The runway seems to just go right straight back to
Yeah.
the candy canes, and
Yeah, so I've got
sort of the center of the
Yeah.
this part. Anyway.
yeah, yeah, and so I just sort of have this feeding itself up with the two. You can see the what do you call them? Polar bears.
Right.
Two
Yeah.
polar bears in there, and then of course you've got them little, and you can see one of them is dropped because I had to fix one of them. The wind broke it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. The wind here this year. It's amazing that this stuff is still up.
It really is amazing. You know, I've sometimes have wondered if it would be up after some of these windy nights that we've had recently.
Well, it took me better part of an hour to solidify that giraffe.
Right. It's quite a tall giraffe.
Okay, I'm out here with hammers and makeshift dowels and everything because I got to figure out how in the Christ. So then I'm using those zip ties. Oh
Right.
Jesus! So
Wow.
so he's there because of the time that it took me to keep him there. Because the wind, Christ Almighty, there was some winds here must have been over 100 kilometers an hour.
Oh yeah, there've been some big bad winds. Giraffe looks good there though. I like his lit up eyes.
Yeah, his lit up eyes, yeah. You know, and then so the hockey player guy, I think he's a polar bear, isn't he?
I
Is he a
think
bear?
So. It looks like a bear. It's a white bear. Must be a polar bear.
Yeah.
Unless it's Snoopy, but
No, I think it's a bear.
I think it's a bear for sure.
So that's pretty much, and then the garage.
The dinosaur is wearing a Christmas hat too, just before we go to the garage, right?
Yes, he
Yeah.
is. Wearing a Christmas hat, he is,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, and the garage. Yeah, I'm glad to see it looking.
The garage looking pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, although there's some items that are burnt out on it, as I can see right now. I'm going to have to do some work. I'm certainly not going to do any more this year, but
No, I just noticed one there on the
Yeah.
right-hand side in the middle.
yeah,
Those stars are burnt out now.
yeah, yeah. Now, I did add to the door. You can see that little swinging. I don't know what you call it, a wreath or some Jesus thing. What do you call that thing? With the
On the
with the
door?
bow in the middle.
Oh, that thing.
I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, that's new, isn't it? That whatever that thing is underneath that bow there on
Well-
the garage door. I don't recall seeing that before.
Yeah, and I don't like it, but I left it up. But I'm going to get rid of her because it's not going back up again. What that? You know what that's supposed to be? It's supposed to be a snowman throwing a snowball up in the air.
Oh, back and forth,
Yeah.
juggling it more. Like
Juggling.
one
I mean,
snowball.
it's the stupidest looking thing I ever seen. You can't make out his face.
Oh, you can't really tell. That it's that.
No, it's a friggin'
It
joke.
does add some color to the garage door, though. It's not
Yeah, he ain't going up there next year.
Okay.
Oh no.
The reindeer on top of the garage are still there, and that's always good to know.
Well,
100-kilometer winds or no.
you
our
took care.
nails,
You took care of
our
that.
nails have held.
Oh yeah, I can remember you up
pretty good.
there.
No, yeah.
You nailed them suckers in there. They withstood 100-kilometer-an-hour winds. Those
Yeah,
things did.
No, I'm happy to see that.
But and then you can see. I almost forgot. Just right of the 7-foot candy canes is a new item. That's an angel blowing a horn.
Oh, okay. I was just going to ask about that. That's the warm white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now my wife thinks that angel next year should go between the two candy canes.
Well, maybe.
Well, that's what she thinks.
That's
It doesn't
what she
mean he's
thinks.
going to go there.
No.
But she thinks that angel with that tree behind, she believes that would be, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what it would look like.
It'd be good to try it out, I guess.
I'm going to try it out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we won't deny her that, but I right now think that I'm going to win this one.
My impression was that you were quite committed to the angel that's there now.
I am quite committed to the angel that is there
Yeah.
now, but it's possible that I might put that angel and have and the effect that tree has behind her. I don't know. There's only one way I'm going to
You
know.
can try things out, and I guess that's what you do, isn't it? That's
Yes.
a question I was going to ask you. Like, how did these themes? Did you have these in mind from the beginning, or did
No.
they sort of evolve?
They just evolved.
Yeah.
I started basically with two ideas. One was I bought some suckers. I called them suckers, and I said I'm making a runway.
Right.
I didn't even know what the damn runway was going to go to.
Yeah.
I didn't. And then all of a sudden, I'm at Home Hardware in Annapolis, and I see them 7-foot candy canes, and they're 50% off.
Wow.
Yeah. So I said, Jesus, I got to get. Then when I put them up, I didn't know how to keep them up because the wind was tearing them all to hell.
Yeah.
So that's when I had to get you, and I got Churchill Page, and basically you too allowed me to be able to get those candy canes to stay there because they're braced.
We put a 2x4 frame behind
Oh Christ!
them, drove it into the ground and every other thing.
It's braced.
Yeah, and braced it.
Now we almost forgot about what's twinkling in the tree.
Oh yes, I don't want to forget that. I seem
That's
to
a laser.
remember it from somewhere.
It's a laser.
Yes, the laser, right.
And what it's doing, it's flipping between green and red.
Oh, okay.
It almost looks like a bunch of fireflies.
Yeah.
I'm going to try zooming in on it, see what that does. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah. It looks like a bunch of fireflies. That's weird.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have noticed it and have commented on it, how much they like it. Because they don't know how it's done.
Yeah.
They think I got lights up there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they think I got lights up there.
And that's a new effect, I think, too, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's this year's effect, and a matter of fact, Danny Corbett accused his wife of being crazy. She spotted this about 2 weeks ago. She said, "There's something up in the tree," and Danny looked and said, "You're crazy." He said, "That's just the reflection off the lights."
Okay.
He told her she was going out of her mind.
Yeah.
So then here, about a week and a half ago, she come out the door. She said, "What do you got going on up there, Al?" And I told her it was a laser. And then she started taking a strip out of Dan and said, "See, I told you I wasn't crazy." That was pretty funny that night. Yeah, she was right out here looking at it. She just loves it. It's a nice effect.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it. There's certain items that, like for instance, that blue bush, you may not be able to tell in this picture, but it's fading on me.
It does seem to be fading
Oh, it is.
compared to the other two.
Oh, yeah. So I don't know whether Ron's going to be able to fix that or not. If not, then I may have to abandon it.
You could try to replace it maybe, or
Well,
I guess you don't always, these things aren't always on the market, are they?
no, they're not. I've never seen these anywhere, but it doesn't mean I can't order them.
Yeah, that's true too. Online ordering is possible.
Or I could go to Timmy at Home Hardware,
Right.
look in his catalog, and find another bush.
Right.
And Home Hardware have been so good to me that they'll give me a deal.
Is that where a lot of this came from? Home Hardware and
Some of it, some Canadian Tire, some Home Hardware, and some Home Depot.
DB? Okay.
It's as a matter of fact, I'm sort of a big fan of Home Depot from the perspective of at least the stuff that I've bought there has got 3 wires.
Right, the 3-wire stuff I guess is a lot better, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the 2-wire stuff, when something screws up and a bulb goes out, the
Right.
whole damn
Takes the whole thing.
takes the whole thing. With the 3 wires, which I think is a ground. I think one of them is a ground.
Right. Well, that's a parallel. It's
Exactly.
a parallel circuit as opposed to a
Parallel
series
circuit, okay. So because it's a parallel circuit with the 3 wires, if one bulb goes out, it don't take the whole set.
Yeah. No, that's what you want for sure.
You see? And the stuff that I bought at Home Depot is made that way.
Okay.
Like the things around the dormers or whatever you call that, that's parallel. That's 3 wires.
Right. Well, that's lasted really well up in the winds up there.
Oh God, yeah. And these ones, and all the problem here with this gold stuff here is these are all 2-wire.
Right.
So just as
Okay.
soon as I get one bulb that screws up, then the damn set screws up.
That's why that string is
That's
out on
why
the gutter there.
yeah.
Now, before we conclude here, I should give
Yep.
you a chance to mention anyone else that's helped out here this year. I know quite a few people have helped.
Well, I would say number one, you. You certainly were here from the get-go, so that's Rupert Haley. Ron Smith does my electrical work. Justin Wood has been here on several occasions. When it comes to height, I could never have done some of the things that Justin was kind enough to do for me. And we replaced the whole setup there.
Wow.
He put well, it was him that did the dormers.
The dormers, yeah.
Huh?
The dormers are way up there.
And he did the dormers. He also did the things on the eaves. I mean, he was a great plus. Who else I have?
Willard Dowsett, did you mention
Yes,
him one time?
Willard. Yes, Willard was here on 2 or 3 different occasions and was a big help and a very good friend. Golf together, of course. Justin and I do too.
Yep.
But I think that's pretty much it.
Jeff Van Tassel, I think you had mentioned him one time.
Jeff this year, his back was bothering him,
Oh,
so
that's too
no, Jeff couldn't help me this year because of his back, but he wanted to.
Yeah.
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 And of course my wife. I mean,
Oh, right.
there's no way that I can pull this off without her support. And I mean, like I say, she assembles everything. Probably, you know, living with a goddamn loon like me should have a prize.
Well,
But then I'm
she,
out here sometime for hour, and she's patient enough to reheat, you know, my food, and that, you got to be pretty damn understanding when you got a loon doing this stuff.
I've pretty well come to realize if I come by here at night, I'm going to find you out here. I don't know whether you're out here at 2 in the morning, but you're out here
Well,
at 11 at night.
But I am disappointed from the perspective of this year. I couldn't be out here when I wanted to be. Every other year, when I wanted to be outside, I came. It was so goddamn cold here about 3 weeks ago that I just couldn't come out here.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand it for any more than 15 or 20 minutes. Couldn't do it.
It's a pretty fantastic display.
And then it went from that to 4 or 5 days of straight rain.
Right.
So then the temperature dropped, and I mean, Christ, you'd be out here for 10 minutes and you'd be soaked.
Yep.
So I couldn't deal with that either. So I just didn't. I didn't. I didn't put in what I wished I had of. So
It certainly doesn't look less than it has been other years.
hey, there's the person that does my assembling.
There she is.
Yeah,
Joint
that's
effort. I think we agreed before that it was a joint effort. And
Yeah.
here's
It's
the,
always a joint effort, and this is the head elf.
he's the head elf.
I don't know if I'm the head, but I
Oh yeah,
enjoy being an elf.
here he is, right here, ladies and gentlemen. Rupert Haley, the head
Head
elf. And then this is my wife, and she does all the assembling and has some great ideas. This nutcracker was her idea. That pretty much wraps it up. I hope to do a better job next year.
Oh, I don't know how much better it can get, Al.
Well, I'm going to start earlier.
That may be a good idea, just for staying
yeah.
out of the cold.
I'm not
Nothing
starting Remembrance Day again. I'm going to start
Yeah.
after Halloween.
And I always said you could start before, but I don't want any lights turned on.
So there'll be no lights turned on Remembrance Day.
Yeah.
But I will begin next year as soon as Halloween is done. So that'll give me a week and a half head start.
Yeah, that should be a help to work in the warmth and
Oh yeah, yeah,
avoid some of this really
yeah.
feverish
And like I
weather.
say, then I hopefully, won't have the disappointment of what I had to go through this year because I wanted to be out here, but it was either too goddamn cold, or else. And you're alone, eh? Like I'm all by
Oh,
myself,
yeah, I
right?
know, yeah.
And I mean, you can't work with the gloves on. You can't work with the gloves on. As soon as you take your gloves off, your hands freeze.
Yeah, I've marveled working with you the odd time here that you've been working with bare hands for so long. I just can't keep going that long.
Well, I know, and I probably did it longer than I should have, but I mean, you can't do any work with these damn gloves on.
I know.
So I'm just going to take one more pan here, and I think that'll pretty much tie us up.
Great. Well, thanks very much. This has really been a wonderful tour, and
Well, thanks very much for your help,
Super
Rupert,
display.
and your friendship. I mean, it's
I
fabulous.
had a chance to work on it a little bit anyway.
Oh no, you've been as integral a part of this as anybody has. So here's sort of the last go around.
Carnival
Yeah,
blazing away.
yeah. I'm going to go here and take one last shot of the icy white side. Little snow coming down now.
I guess a lot of people have stopped and looked at this and made different comments about it.
Well,
Favorable comments, of course.
they certainly have. One woman in particular, I must say. I mean, I have all kinds of comments. One in particular, the way she said it, she said, "This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen."
Wow,
That's what she said.
isn't that something?
So, and I could tell she meant it.
Mm.
So if it's the most beautiful thing that she's ever seen, then maybe she hasn't been far, because there's certainly much more beautiful things than this. But that's what she felt.
Yeah.
And I could
Yeah.
tell. She meant it. She said it's the most beautiful thing that she'd ever seen.
No, it is beautiful, and there's nothing else like it around at all.
So for her, and I've had other comments about gorgeous and, you know, the different adjectives and so on. But again, I wish I could have done better, but the weather wouldn't allow me, so I'm going to beat the bastard next year.
Okay.
Thanks
Very
very much,
good.
sir.
Thank you very much.
Now, let's see if we can shut him